Do you want to pull up the share screen to show the link to the story? So let me just break it down while you do that. So, as many of you may have already heard, the Supreme Court, by I believe 6-3 decision, decided to essentially wipe out Roe v. Wade, which was passed into law in the, I believe, 1973, I believe it was, that Roe v. Wade was passed into law allowing abortion to be legalized. And now, essentially, abortion is illegal. It is illegal all across the country, and now it's just being handed to the states. So it's going to be exclusively states' rights decisions, and that's a fucking problem if you're in a fucking right wing state. That's not a good thing, not a good situation at all. So yeah. So what's your take on that, bro? And yeah, no, I can see it. Yeah, everybody can see it right now.
Okay.
So why don't you give your take? Yeah, go ahead.
Basically, yeah, this was a very, very dark day for America. We're hustling backwards. We're going backwards, and things like this are the reason why we exist. Because if the state of affairs were so awesome, establishment exiles would not need to exist. We would just be living our happy, merry lives, doing our thing, and everybody would be living with peaches and cream, milk and honey. But apparently, we have a strong portion of our society who don't feel that way, and we're gonna get deep into that. First, no, I brought up this article.
Good.
Just so we can, I don't think I'm gonna read the whole thing.
Okay, just browse. Just get to the bullet points. Just the bullet
points.
We're
gonna get to the meat and potatoes of it.
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
So the Supreme Court has voted to strike down the landmark Roe v. Wade decision. According to an initial draft majority opinion written by Justice Samuel Alito, circulated inside the court and obtained by Politico. The draft opinion is a full-throated, unflinching repudiation of the 1973 decision, which guaranteed federal constitutional protections of abortion rights, and the subsequent 1992 decision, Planned Parenthood versus Casey, that largely maintained the right. Roe was egregiously wrong from the start, Alito writes. We hold that Roe and Casey must be overruled, he writes in the document, labeled as the opinion of the court. It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives. You guys could check out the rest of this article, blah, 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 all of that type of stuff. Look, that's pretty much all you need to know.
Yeah, I think so.
So, let me,
most of these articles are fucking bullshit jargon anyway.
Yeah, they're gonna get into the history of it now. You all can check out the link if you want. You know what I'm saying?
Do you want to post the link? Do you want to post the link in the thing? Should I do it?
I'll post it. I got it. Okay,
go for it. Yeah.
So, I'm gonna post.
Yeah. So do you want to give your take, or should I go first?
I want you to go first.
Okay.
Because I have a few different things to say about Roe.
Okay. Yeah.
So go for it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you said, it is a dark day for sure. I think anybody who doesn't want to go back to the fucking Stone Ages should basically be against this decision. There's no reason for anybody to be wanting women not to have rights to do what they want to their own bodies, to, anybody to do what they want to their own bodies. If you want to put a drug in your own body, if you want to smoke some weed, you want to smoke some, you want to do crack, you want to do cocaine, you want to do whatever, you should be allowed to do that, just like you want to do this. You want to get a vaccine, you should be able to do that. That's, this is the same. This, in my opinion, that's kind of on the same. It's on the same level, and obviously a lot of this is just hypocrisy from. Definitely obviously right wingers, because I mean, like 90% of Democrats support they're pro-choice, there's pro-abortion, no, not pro-abortion, but they're like in favor of abortion, and so yeah, obviously this is a majority like right-wing decision, Republican Party conservative decision, and Samuel Alito is like one of the most probably. I mean, there's a lot of conservatives on there now, but he's probably one of the most conservative ones on there, Who was the last one that was the most conservative? It was the guy the dude that died. Uh, Not Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas is still alive.
I know who you're talking about. I forget his
Yeah,
name.
I forget his name, but anyway, he was the worst. And when he died, I was like, I remember, I was like, I
Was
was
that Scalia?
Scalia. There you go, Antonin Scalia.
Justice,
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I was pissing on that motherfucker's grave when he died because he's a clown. So I mean, I don't really have a lot of love for him, but yeah. So as far as the specific court case goes, I have to admit I haven't looked into the specific details of like what went behind this decision and like what was like the precedent and all this stuff. By the way, constitutional law is a really, I don't know if you've taken a constitutional law class before, Mo, but constitutional law, the course and the specific subject is actually really interesting. It goes into a lot of like fascinating details. It's a lot of like, it's basically like kind of like a political science course in a sense, but it's like even a step above that. And Barack Obama, to his credit, to some extent or another, I guess if you want to give him credit, he was a constitutional law professor. Obviously, he did every single fucking thing to violate the Constitution, so he didn't really give a fuck. But he was a constitutional law professor. I'll give him credit for that. He just ended up not giving a shit about the actual Constitution when he was president. But yeah, but that's a side note. But yeah, it's
But we could get into that too.
yeah, we'll get into that.
A lot of these things, tie in together for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. So we can go. I don't want to go off on a tangent now, but we can do that later. But yeah. So like, ultimately, I think obviously it's a terrible decision, but I think this also comes down to, and this is something I told you off air. This comes down really to the incompetence of the Democrats and the weakness of the Democrats, that they simply do not want to stand up for anything. And let's be real, bro. They're going to use this. Listen, Democrats are going to get fucking wiped out in this election in how long? It's going to be about 5 months from now, roughly. Give it about 4.5 months from now. They want to use this to fundraise. They want to use this to say, oh my God, look how terrible the Republicans are. Oh my God, look how terrible conservatives, right-wingers, MAGA idiots, maggots, or whatever you want to call them. Trump
I got
supporters.
a text today already.
Yeah. Yeah. Who was it from? Who was it from?
It was from
DNC.
No, it was from
GYT.
a local pack from Illinois. I think it was like America Now or some dumb shit. America Now, Illinois, or something like that.
I can't stand the names that they put. I hate the names that they come up with. It's so stupid. It's just okay.
But anyway, it's literally 1984, like Orwellian type of shit. Like they literally are the opposite of what they stand for. But
for sure,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah. This is definitely going to be used as a ploy, and I mean, like you said, it's already being used. It's going to be used as a plan to push for as much fundraising as possible for the Democrats, so they can win. By the skin of their teeth, if they're fucking lucky, by some miracle, they can win. When November, whatever the hell the date, early November, when the midterm elections are. So. And honestly, a lot of times when these midterm elections happen, Democrats and Republicans, both parties, to be fair, are not really like, if they end up losing the midterms, they're like, okay, we lost the midterms, let's move along. It is what it is. We fucked up. No, right now they're already trying to vote shame. They're already bringing up Susan Sarandon and Jill Stein and Bernie Bros and whoever didn't vote for Hillary Clinton and all these people that are like, God forbid, you didn't do exactly what the Democratic Party told you. So you guys can fuck off. I don't give a fuck what you have to say. I don't fuck with any of you people anyway. I don't plan on voting for a Democrat for a very, very long time. And I don't succumb to any kind of pressure because I'm not, and neither is Mo. This show is not going to be subservient to any party, to any politician, to any fucking other host of a show. We're going to be cool with them, but we're not going to do anything that anybody else is going to say. If they want to shame us, they can shame us all they want. If anything, it's just going to give us more attention. So that's cool with me, and I'm sure it's cool with Mo too. But at the end of the day, the Democrats are losers, they're clowns, and they're not really going to do anything that's going to be useful for the American people. It's just going to be about what's going to what's going to help stroke their egos, what's going to help make them more money, put more money in their coffers. And that's really what they care about. And by the way, if they wanted to, they could easily codify Roe v. Wade into law today. They could easily do that, bro. It's not hard. But again, if they want to go out and make that money just like anybody else does, just like any other fucking greedy motherfucker wants to do, and they got plenty of money, so it's not like they're short on money. But if they, well, to be fair, they're probably not making as much money. They probably don't have as much money in the coffers these days because Democrats are, not liked by anybody pretty much. Then again, neither is the whole general two-party system. But Democrats are in the fucking gutters right now, pretty much when it comes to money. But they wanted either way, they want to make as much money as possible, and that's all they really care about. So sorry if I can't take you seriously, and if I can't, if I can't like be sympathetic towards the policies that you claim to be pushing for. Bro, they just defeated a member of Congress that was somebody that was running for Congress, Jessica Cisneros in Texas. I think it was in the San Antonio area. And then Henry Cuellar, I don't know how to say his name. He's a fucking conservative pro whatever anti-choice Democrat, and Pelosi and Clyburn and all these idiots come out and campaign for him. So you got to get Henry Cuellar into office again. You have to reelect him, even though he's anti-abortion. So I mean, how does this make any sense when it comes to pushing for something that you claim to support so strongly? I don't get it.
Oh, I get it. So to that
Please
point,
explain it to me. Explain it to me, because I don't get it.
To that point, like, let's just be real. The Democrats do not represent left-wing politics. They just don't. Like, they support left-wing politics when it suits them. And even then, they have to be dragged kicking and screaming at every turn in order for them to actually represent us. See, the problem with the two-party system is that it's misrepresented as left versus right, when really it's right versus more right. And when I say right, I don't mean correct. I mean right wing.
Yeah, right
so
wing.
we're clear. You know what I'm saying? So this is the reason why I have formally renounced my, Democratic views. I'm not a Democrat at all. I will never support them again. 2016 was very vital in me becoming disillusioned with the party. So basically, Texas is a right wing, obviously a red state. It's it's a right wing haven outside of Austin. And basically, the Democrats, they're not about left wing politics. They're not about left wing ideologies. They use it only when it suits them. They use it in terms of, like, oh, the LGBT community. We'll give them this. We'll throw them a bone here or there. Right. We'll throw a bone to minority communities here or there, but they don't strongly stand for us, which is the reason why Hillary Clinton lost in 2016, because she tried to shame people into supporting her as opposed to actually standing for left-wing views. And this is the game Democrats play. And I've said this countless times before. They play 4D chess. Mm-hmm. It is not a coincidence that it was the year 1984 that Democrats established a superdelegate system. Why is that? So that they can galvanize actual left-wingers, actual progressives into supporting some grassroots left-wing candidate, only so that candidate can eventually lose and force leftists to have to support the establishment candidate. That's what they did with Bernie. That's what they did with Jesse Jackson. And as you can see, we're where we are today.